Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Brendan, and I'm here with Caleb from Okie Ridge Trading in Freedom, Oklahoma. And we're going to hang out tonight with you guys, and hopefully some people pop in and hang out with us. How you doing, man?
Doing good. How are you, man?
Good.
We got
Uh,
anybody?
we
Can
we
you,
worked through a few technical difficulties and got in right under the wire, and it worked
it
out well.
was all on your behalf, right? It had nothing to do with me at all. So,
It was a little crazy. Um, yeah, we had to FaceTime and get the camera and Chrome going and everything. But looks like we've got Nate Telford in here. He's a fan of the EDC community, and he's been jumping on some of the lives. And he is from Connecticut.
I feel like maybe he just followed me this morning or something. We followed each other, maybe. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's up, Nate?
That was him. Yeah. Is my feed choppy at all, or is it good? Good.
Nope, you're good.
Okay. Yours is just slightly choppy, so I just want to make sure mine was good. It's
Okay.
probably on my behalf. I'm doing hotspot right now for my phone, so.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that would do it. Oh, and Bearded Man Provisions just dropped in. How's it
Hey,
going, man?
Paul, what's up, man?
Yeah, so Caleb, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what got you into leather, and then why you decided to start a business?
Uh, my name is Caleb Smith from Freedom, Oklahoma. I'm just a normal guy, nothing special going on about me. Back in 2017 or so, I kind of got a little wild hair and decided to order some leather tools off of Amazon and kind of start a new hobby, new craft, and picked it up, started doing a little bit of tooling and stuff like that, but was not very good at it. I thought I was good, but I wasn't very good. Uh, and just started piddling with it throughout the years. Never really like made any projects or anything like that. Just kind of did like some tooling with painting on it and stuff like that. And then in I want to say about the time COVID hit, which this is kind of everybody's story. About the time COVID hit is when I kind of picked it up seriously and kind of started getting more serious with it. And then in 2021, I believe, September 21, did my first show, Junklahoma in Piedmont, Oklahoma, which is a relatively big show to do for your first ever show. There's about 8,000 people every year, roughly. But started doing shows after that, and craft shows, trade shows, craft fairs, that type of thing, Christmas shows. And eventually kind of started getting more products and built the mercantile. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself here. Started building some mercantile products to go with my go with my leather goods, and mostly from you. You know, you were one of the first people that really kind of got me started with that. But after that, we kind of got enough products where we thought maybe, hey, we could probably make a store out of this, not have a lot, but enough to maybe fill up a little store or something. And last year, well, actually it would have been 2023, we acquired a 2,000 square foot building to that we could finally put a building in and have a workspace for me and my wife, and a play area for the kids, and a nice good sized store, probably more than we really needed, but it took us a while to open. But in May of 24, we finally got it open, and and so we've been doing fairly well since then, and we're still here anyway. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's my 30-second answer in 5 minutes. So yeah.
Well, that's okay. And so, like, you're in Freedom, Oklahoma, and obviously, like, a lot of people, when they think of Oklahoma, they don't think of Oklahoma City. Like, I don't. Like, Oklahoma City is a pretty bustling place, but you're not in a bustling place.
Oh, not
And
small. Yes, I think there's
and
about
so,
people in my town. So
how many?
175. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Tiny. Tiny. Yeah. Everybody knows everything
So
for the most part.
what do you guys do to like drum up business?
Man, and that's been a tough one to figure out. Thankfully, we have something that we don't pay any money for. We have a nice new restaurant that just opened up catty corner across the street from us, a new steakhouse. So they kind of draw us a lot of business, and we get a lot of traction through them, people seeing us here and all that. So uh, as far as advertising and stuff like that, I don't do nearly enough, as you know, and you've gotten to me this for been doing it for years now, but I'm not very good at self promoting or advertising or anything like that. I'm
Sure.
not the type of person that likes to talk about myself very much or anything like that. But that's not my strong suit, promoting and all that. Yeah. So
Sure. Oh, here's a question. Bearded Man Provisions. Hey, Caleb, what inspired you to order tools off Amazon and started messing with leather?
good question. So my dad, he was actually a leather crafter whenever before I was born, and for a little while after I was born. And he was more into the Western tack and would make shaps and chinks and stuff like that, and do repairs on the saddles and stuff like that. Well, and I had always knew that growing up, but before I came along, he had kind of, or was the age of helping him or anything like that. He had gotten out of that. So, and I had known that he was a leather crafter my whole life, and had seen some of his stuff, some of his work, and kind of always had that, that little bit of inkling, like, hey, I might want to try to do that someday. And then when I was in high school, we had there, and he's still there. The art teacher, his name's Greg McClure. He is fantastic, a great leather worker. He's makes he does blacksmithing and stuff like that. He can draw, he can throw pottery. He does all kinds of crafts. But he always kind of tried to push me towards getting into leather craft. But I always just kind of did the pottery and the ceramics and stuff, and never took it seriously or anything like that, like most high schoolers do. But and before, in about 2017, I finally started. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. There's no better time than the now. I'm going to order
Hmm.
some tools. We're going to start this thing, and got the tools and tooled up some coasters and stuff like that to kind of. And I thought I was great. I wasn't. Everything looked terrible, but you got to start somewhere. So
Oh yeah, I mean, I started making candles over a decade ago, and when I started, especially when I started designing labels, they royally sucked. um,
you're very good at that now, though. So you've come a long way. Yeah.
well, and a lot of it comes down to like yourself, and a lot of leather crafters like you practice and you work on your craft, and you just get better. And
Sure.
if you have any inclination whatsoever to better yourself or better your craft, you're going to change out how you do it and make it better. And for me, like I've designed, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 thousand different labels now in the
Gee.
last 10 years. That's different designs for different products. And it's come a long way. And it's funny because I still look at my labels sometimes and I'm like, I hate how that looks.
Well, yeah, everybody has that about. They step back and look at it, and they think, "Oh man, does this look good, or am I drunk right now, or does this?" Yeah, yeah. I think everybody
Yeah.
do that.
Oh, he says, that's awesome. You've come a long way. Your stuff looks great.
Thanks, Paul. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's good to see you in here, Paul.
Yeah, I really enjoy his tea. Um,
I need to get some ordered from him, and in fact, I need to message him. I've messaged him a while back, and he messaged me, and I haven't gone back with him. But yeah, his tea, yeah, my wife loves it, loves it.
well, and I know recently we started talking about the possibility of you doing a coffee shop, but
Sure.
you could have like a limited selection of coffee and also offer his tea.
and tea.
because there are people that, they're not big coffee drinkers, or they're not big on the caffeine aspect. And so I know some of his teas aren't as caffeinated as coffee. And there are people that are trying to get away from drinking alcohol, and a lot of his teas are kind of centered around that, like, enjoying the flavor without the alcohol. Um, and they're manly, so it would be kind of a cool thing to offer too.
Yeah, yeah. He does a good job. Yeah, I like his branding and everything like that. He's got a great start with what he's doing. So, you know,
Oh yeah.
yeah. And he's super nice.
So,
Yeah, he's a sweetheart, man.
man, we need to have like a maker meetup
Oh yeah,
somewhere in there.
I would love to do that. Yeah, I we're so spread out though. I think it'd have to be kind of a really a central location, you know.
Yeah, it would have to be something where we all like plan it ahead of time, maybe budget for it, and then just meet somewhere, because there really isn't any central location. Because, like, I'm 18 hours from you, you're probably 10 or more from him. Like, who knows? He
Yeah,
said Nashville, question mark.
that's not too terribly far from me. So yeah, that I would. Sorry, my daughter was trying to. But yeah, I'd be fine with Nashville. I've never been to Nashville. Have you ever been to Nashville?
I have not. My cousin lives there.
I wouldn't tell people that.
She's actually a pharmacist, and she loves Nashville. But I've never gone to visit her. But
Right.
her mom lives near me, and so I see her like several times a year. So I've never had the need to go to Nashville, but it would be
Sure.
cool to visit. That's for sure.
I've been to Memphis and it was cool, but I think I would rather go to Nashville.
My wife and I went to Gatlinburg. I think it
Oh,
was last year, and that was beautiful.
nice, nice. Is that kind of like over on the eastern side?
Yes, it's right outside of Great Smoky Mountain National Park.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that. I was just seeing if you did.
So, what kinds of products do you or have you focused on creating lately?
Lately, not so much. I haven't done a whole lot of creating lately, other than maybe uh, getting into like some custom patch hats and stuff like that. Uh,
Hmm.
I need to get that the creative juices going again, get more designing going with making projects and patterns and stuff like that. Uh, Most of the creativeness I've done lately has just been hat patches, but uh,
Hmm.
I do like the design making of making new projects and stuff like that. More so on the computer because it's 100 times easier to make a pattern on the computer than it is to make it,
Sure.
the design software, Adobe Illustrator, or whatever you make it on. Uh,
Yeah.
but I enjoy the designing aspect of it. I haven't done a whole lot of it lately, but I do enjoy that.
Hmm.
Hmm. But you're always designing stuff. That's half your job is designing.
It's more than that sometimes. Like, I do probably spend half of my time on the computer, or more, because like I'll go to my shop and spend 6 hours a day there, but like in the morning I'm designing stuff. When I get home and we're watching TV, I'm designing stuff on my computer or on my iPad, drawing stuff. So it's kind of never ending. Like, if you calculate how many hours a day I actually work, it's probably like 16. I don't know.
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Whether it's on the
but
phone or at your shop or your store or whatever, you
yeah.
don't be working from the phone as you're working at your store or you're working at your shop or whatever. So, you know, I need to be more like you. I like my breaks. Yeah.
Well, and a lot of times it's really just about time management for me. Like, if I'm on the phone, why would I not do anything productive? Like, I can be pouring products or working on something while I'm on the phone, and then I'm not wasting that time, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, a lot of it just comes with time. Like if you're creating a product and you have people that you can either talk to pass the time or to grow your brand and your business, it's definitely worth doing.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that, I mean, creativity is something you have to have in your business, because
Hmm.
no matter what you're doing, because if you're not creative, being creative is what entices people to come, attracts people to your business. If your business is bland and boring, well, you're probably going to attract some bland and boring customers, and very few of them at that. But if you have constantly have new exciting creative things to have, whether no matter what type of trade or business you have, uh, you need people always want new things.
Yeah.
And typically they want to be the first one that has it. So yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So while we're on here, I want to say to anybody watching, if you guys have any questions at all, please definitely pop those in the comments, and we'll drop them on the screen so that we can see them and talk about them. Because we definitely want to know what you guys think, or if you have any questions, that'll also help spark conversation.
Oh
And it
wow.
looks like Nate said, "Do you do this full time?"
I do this full time. I Thankfully I have a wife that is very, very supportive, and she has allowed me to be able to do this full time, while taking care. But what I'm a full time dad and a full time leather crafter and a store owner and everything like that. So. Uh,
Oh yeah.
and I have a tremendous amount of support from my wife, which not everybody is fortunate enough to have, and I'm very thankful for it. So that has allowed me to be able to do this full time. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
yes, yeah,
It's definitely a need to I mean, whether you're able to provide all of the needs for the family or if you're working in partnership with your wife, like you both have to be on the same page as far as supporting each other in whatever role that you're doing. You can't do it full time and not have the support of your significant other.
and I know you're kind of on the same boat a little bit too. You have
Mhm.
an awesome wife that has allowed you to be able to do this, to do what you're doing.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah.
So we've been married 8.5 years, and she's a teacher. And for the first, I really didn't start actually being able to bring home a significant amount until maybe 3 years ago. And she's definitely supported me in my dream of building this business because no matter how much I made up till that point, I was reinvesting a lot because there's a lot of
And you have to,
barriers and ceilings
yeah, you
to
have to.
growth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And guys like us, you and I are very, very lucky to have something like that, because there's a lot of people, and I'm sure there's guys in this live that are watching this right now that don't have that luxury of that accommodation. So, uh, you and we've talked about this before, and we're very thankful to be able to have that. So,
Oh yeah. Like I wouldn't have been able to do it without her. And
right.
uh, what's funny is I didn't even have the dream or the vision for this business before I met her. Um, and so,
Yeah.
it's funny how you have certain people that come into your life, and it just changes the entire trajectory of where you're going to go.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And trust me, I would not be where I am if she was not in the picture. That is for sure.
Hmm.
That is for sure. And I've also had this. I want to say this too. I've also had support from my mom and dad. They they
Oh
uh,
yeah.
they have supported me. They haven't bought and paid for everything or anything like that, but they have bought me some tools here and there, and they have been very. They bought me sewing machine, and each of them one of each. They both bought me a sewing machine. So
Wow.
I'm also very, very appreciative and thankful to have them, because without them, I may or may not even have a sewing machine right now. So
Yeah.
then for anybody out there that thinks I'm, a big shot or anything like that, like I've got it all. I've had some luck and some people that have helped me, and I'll never forget that. And I won't brag or boast about it or anything. I'm saying this because I want others to know that I don't take it lightly. I know that there's a lot of people that don't have what I have and haven't had the help that I have, and I recognize that every single day. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a privilege to have a family that is so supportive. And at the same time, uh, like I know for a fact that there are a lot of things that I've pursued in my life that they kind of were just like waiting to see, like, is this what he's actually going to do? And for
Well,
me,
yeah.
a lot of it is work privilege. So you work your butt off, and then you get to this point where people are like, okay, he's serious. And now we're going to actually invest our time or our money into helping him attain this goal. Because the reality is, if you're just kind of sitting on your butt and hanging and taking it easy, people are going to be like, well, why would I help him?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And yeah, they didn't make those decisions, and I'm sure most parents don't. If they don't see that potential, that almost sounds bad to say that about your child, but if they don't see, the possibility of you putting in the work, then yeah, why would they support you or buy a $2,000 sewing machine or whatever. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of it needs to come on your from you too. You need to put out what you're getting back, or what
Hmm.
others are putting into it at least. Yeah.
Yeah. So for anyone watching that maybe is either interested in leather work or interested in purchasing leather goods for their business or whatever that might look like what would you say would be a great opportunity for them to be able to connect with you, whether it's for like custom patch hats or something to add to their product lineup? What are some things that you offer that you really enjoy making, but also are confident in providing top-notch quality?
Well, first of all, I and I'm not dogging anybody that uses faux leather or anything like that. There's people that love the faux leather patch hats and stuff like that. But whenever I make my hat patches, I use real natural veg tan leather.
Good.
There's nothing fake about it. But so that in itself, I think kind of, in my opinion, sets it on a one step above at least. Uh, but as far as designing, I haven't. I want to say I haven't done a whole lot of this, but I want to say getting into more of the Western themed designs and doing, because we've talked about that. You and I have talked about that, doing more
Hmm.
Western themed things, because where I live. You're either a rancher, a teacher, or you work in the oil field or something. But farming, this is ranching and farming country through and through. So uh, every direction you look, no matter where you are around here, you're going to see cattle in every direction. So uh,
Yeah.
and rodeos, every town around here has a rodeo arena and everything like that. So uh,
Hmm.
I think I would like to move more into the Western style. You got to find your target market. If there's no use in selling sticks whenever everybody around you is looking for rocks. On rocks. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that would be a great move for me, is getting into the Western side of designing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The
Nate says the Western design definitely appeals to me.
Right, right. See, he knows what he's talking about. Listen to him.
Yeah, and we actually, so I create leather balm for you. That's one of the products, and
Right.
we just redesigned it to be more of a Western theme,
I think that
like
looks
that.
great. Yeah.
And
Sure.
so that's actually a cattle skull that I drew on my iPad. And then there's rope around the edge, stuff like that. Like just trying to give it that Western flair that
Sure.
will really hopefully connect with the demographic of people that actually come into your store.
It will. Yes, it will. That design is very Western feeling and Western theme, especially with the rope border you did around the
Hmm.
border, and so yeah, I like that a lot. It is a couple steps up from my current labels that you made me. So you did a good job. Yeah.
Oh yeah, like and that's case in point. When I look at this design versus the one I made for you originally, I'm like, the first one sucks.
Oh, I wouldn't say
And
that.
I made both of them. So,
Right now. But yes, you're right.
um,
That one, it looks good. I like that a lot. And one thing is it almost matches the color of it. Almost matches the colors of my wall in my stores. So my walls in my stores.
perfect.
Yeah. It matches well. And we didn't talk about that or plan that at all. So yeah, you did a good job on that one. So
Thank you.
yeah. You're right.
So I almost completely forgot, but you sent me a box.
Uh-oh, I might have lost you there.
Can you hear me?
Uh-oh. Are you there?
I hear you.
Okay. I don't know why that happened.
Can you hear me okay right now, though?
I can hear you, but you're okay. There you are. You're good. Okay, I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
So I forgot that you sent me a box.
Yeah, I did too.
Um, and I figured I might as well unbox it because I've never actually opened it to see what's inside.
Sure. Yeah. I honestly can't remember what all I sent you. It'll be kind of a surprise for both of us.
Yeah, and maybe it's not telling of your current capabilities because it has been a while, but
Sure. Well, I
we'll see.
believe everything that's in there I do still currently make and sell, so that should be okay.
Okay. Ooh, we got some stickers and a keychain. Let's see here. The Okie Ridge logo
Oh, nice.
and some circle versions of those. Oh, and this actually Okie Ridge?
That is, you could say that is the ridge that is kind of started the name Okie Ridge. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then we've got a keychain.
I need to order
Nice.
more of those.
So I'm going to open these one at a time and you can talk about them. Seeing
Sure.
as we've got your work here, we might as well showcase it.
Right.
Literally, we were talking and I was like, wait a minute, he sent me a box. So we've got a wallet.
Yeah.
And it's almost, oh, this leather feels really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of a new. Is it the new buck? Is it kind of a sanded feel, like the sanded leather? Is it?
It almost feels like velvety.
Oh yeah, that's called nubuck. That's actually from SB Foot, the tannery that makes Red Wing shoes leather.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's kind of perfect for like business cards and stuff. You
Yep.
can fit a fat stack right in there.
Yes, you could. Yeah, that one's made for hold quite a bit of cards. Yeah.
And the cool thing about you sending all this stuff is I can use it in product photos with the new leather balm.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, we've got a bifold. Oh, and there's that nice Okie Ridge stamp.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Is everything? Oh wait, you haven't opened it. I would say, is everything veg tan? I think
I don't know.
the last one. Yeah. This may have at the time when I was still making like 90% of my stuff out of natural veg tan, which
okay.
I've kind of started branching off into some other getting different
Oh,
chrome tans and some colored leathers and stuff like that. So
okay. So these two might need an explanation. We've got
probably.
this right here.
Okay, that's basically just a key pouch, so you could attach your keychain.
Oh,
Um,
oh, I see it inside.
right, yeah.
There's a key ring. Yeah,
Your key ring, and then you can kind of close it up, and yeah.
that's cool. Then you just shove it in your pocket, and maybe
Right.
they're not jangling around so much.
In theory. So
In theory. Oh, and this is another version.
another version. Yep.
Yeah.
Just a little different style.
Oh, Nate asked, "What's the leather bomb going to cost?" It'll probably be the same price as
Right.
mine, right? Like 15.
I currently have it at 14, but do we need to go up on? We can talk about that later. But
Oh, that's up to you, dude.
I currently have mine at 14. So
Okay. Well, then Nate, you'll get a steal.
get $1 off, Nate.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh. Hello. Is this like a field notes?
Right. Yeah, that's a field notes journal.
Nice. Let's see if it fits a tactile turn pen.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You just gotta stretch it out a little. Perfect.
Yeah.
And then we could throw, let's see, what do we got? Well, apparently I moved all my notebooks over to the shop, but we've got,
Put one in there.
well, I do make like a design, and I have some people that make for me these custom notebooks, so we could always make custom notebooks for you.
Yeah.
But this is the woodworker one, but they're all the same size as the regular field notes, which is actually originally designed and based off of a passport, but most people don't know that.
Oh, okay. I think I have heard that before.
Which a passport is slightly smaller. It's the same width, but the field notes is slightly taller.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But yeah, so that'll fit in there perfectly. Nice. And then there's a card slot and a spot over here where you can put some cash. That's nice.
If you have any, I don't.
We may have to talk about you making me some of these for All American Maker.
Absolutely, yeah. Get a 3D stamp and.
I've already got multiples. I can just mail them to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's funny. So I found. I don't know if you know Rustic Red's Leather. Alan. He used to do leather.
I know it anyways.
So he hooked me up with a stamp guy, and it was like not much more to get a second stamp of every stamp that a design that I sent him. So I just got 2 of everything, so that I could have different people make me stuff.
Yeah, good idea.
Let's see here. Oh, zipper pouch. That's cool. So it's like a change purse almost.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you could use it as a little cash pouch and cash and change pouch. Whatever you can fit into it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of perfect, because I mean, we still do use coins in this country, and a lot of times I'm like, well, what the heck do I do with this?
Yeah. Just jingles in your pocket for the rest of the day.
Oh, wow. And then last but not least, a giant zipper pouch.
Big zipper pouch, yeah.
So this could be used for like tools, or like you could throw like pens or pencils or anything in here.
Yeah, and a lot of you could throw some ammo in there if you wanted to. I mean, it's not necessarily designed to hold ammo, but it could hold ammo. But it's great for especially if you're like a business to go put all your deposit or your money and deposits, checks, things like that.
Yeah.
bank. And I use, when I go to craft shows, I use one to hold all my money, and seems to work good. Yeah. Again, and it also, it fits right into my back pocket. So I can just keep it on me at all times, even though it's, decent sized pouch. I can still
Oh
put it
yeah.
back pocket. So, yeah.
You must have some man-sized pockets.
I am a decently large human being.
So there's the two zipper pouches together. Yeah. So you could have your cash and your change right there.
Right. And I guess
Uh,
technically, sorry, go
sorry,
ahead.
what? No, you go.
I guess technically you could put one in the other, but I don't know. That probably wouldn't make much sense.
It would just take up a lot of room.
Yeah.
Um, I know lately that we've been talking about ways that you could private label your leather goods for places. One option you could have is getting. I'm sure you already have like all the letters and stuff for doing monograms or names or whatever. Um, you could probably do these for businesses and like put their business name along the bottom or something.
Yeah. I could always like laser it on or something. Yeah. Yeah. Or
Or
get
that.
stamps or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I've
Hmm.
got a clicker press that I could use with 3D stamps
Yeah.
or something.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Always
idea.
an option.
Good idea. Good idea.
Oh, I have too many of those. Too
Yeah. Yeah. You're full of
many
ideas.
ideas.
Some of them are good. Some not so.
Yeah, some of them. Well, I field test a lot of them, and I've wasted a lot of money field testing ideas. But I
Well,
feel like I'm finally coming around to some good ones.
and you don't want to put out a product that, for one, you're not sure if it works, or
Hmm.
for how long it's going to work, or that's part of the trial and error. You don't want to, and that's good, because unfortunately not everybody does that. They'll make a product and think, oh, this is great, and ship it out.
Yeah.
And I think all of us are probably halfway guilty at some point in our journeys of our craft. We probably rushed things a little bit, too soon. We probably needed to perfect some, along the line, perfect a few things further but there's no better time than the now. You got to get started. So,
Yeah, and I mean, there's a lot of people that when you're in that beginning stage of like desperately trying to make money to build your business, a lot of times you'll pump out stuff that is a little subpar.
it,
And there's a lot of people that are, friends or family that will support you and still buy those things because in the end, they're not actually buying the product, they're supporting your business because they care about you.
sure.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I would say, to anybody wanting to start making anything, like make it, repeat it, and like put it in front of people and say like, "Hey, give me your honest feedback. What would you improve about this, and what would you like to see done?" And not asking them like, "Is it good or does it suck?" but just being like, "How can I improve this because I want to do better?"
Right. And that in the beginning, I think that's what you have to do.
Hmm.
And also in the beginning, unless you already have like a big following on social media or something, in the beginning, the ones that are supporting you are going to be the ones that your family or your closest friends or your coworkers or whatever, your boss maybe. But that's where you're gonna start in the beginning. And man, I just
Hmm.
forgot what was the other part you said. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I was just talking about how, like, in the beginning, a lot of times your family, friends, or maybe your coworkers, if you're working a full time job leading into working for yourself, a lot of times they'll support you even though your stuff
Oh,
might
it's
not be
not
like the
right.
highest
Sorry,
quality.
I spaced out on that one. Right, and
Okay.
and that's, oh, did I lose you again?
No, you're good.
Okay, and that's part of the process. And a lot of times, if you create something that you don't know is not that great of quality, unless people tell you that, how are you supposed to know? You're not going to
You
know.
wouldn't.
Yeah, unless you've done the field testing over and over and all that stuff. you're not
Mhm.
really going to know that the product you created is not that great unless people tell you and give you advice on how you can make it better and improve your craft or your skill or whatever. You need
Right.
people to be judgmental for a little while, not hurtful but judgmental.
Hmm. Yeah.
In which some
So
people can just be flat out hurtful, but you got to use that as tough criticism and keep going.
yeah, like you take it with a grain of salt. You put what you can like on the shelf and realize, hey, like I'm not perfect. I can always have room for improvement. And you take the good stuff and the bad stuff, and you glean all in the information that you can.
Yep, that's part of life, man. Part of life. That's everything right there.
If there's anything that you could share before we end the live stream, what would you like to share with anybody that's watching either live now or they may watch the replay later?
Oh man, you know, main thing I would say in your craft, don't judge what other people have and think and see what other people have and think, oh, I need that, or I don't have, they're so lucky that they have this, and everything will happen when it's supposed to happen. And don't ever be hard on yourself because you see other people succeeding and they're having a lot of luck or progressing in their craft, and your time will come. Just stay your
Mhm.
course, just keep going, keep pushing, do what you can. Just because it's not working right this second doesn't mean in a month, a year, or 2 years, or 5 years from now it's not going to. So just if you do everything you can, keep going. Don't look at other people, what they have, what they don't have. Just worry about what you are doing and stay the course. So
That's good.
yeah. That's my biggest piece of advice. Because and the reason I say that is because I've struggled with that myself.
Hmm.
I I've thought about, see what other people have, and I think, I don't have that. Well, it's because it's not your time. It's not your time to have that. If that's what you want, it'll happen eventually. But now they have that right now because that's their time to have it. Just stay your course, keep doing what you focus on the main objective. Whenever it's supposed to happen, it'll happen.
Yeah. Comparison is the enemy of contentment.
Yes, yes. I don't know what that word means, but yes.
Well, so like if you compare yourself with others, you'll never be content, like happy with
Sure,
where you're at.
sure.
And a lot of times there are always going to be people that are further along in life than you are because they've been doing it longer, or maybe they knew the right people in order to grow quicker.
Right,
And the reality is, a lot of people want to grow fast, but there's also the downside of growing fast is that if you're not like perfectly in tune with making a product of quality, if you
right.
grow too quickly, then it actually hurt you because you'll pump it all out. And then all of a sudden you'll get all this negative feedback. And especially with the internet these days, people will share that everywhere. And then it could literally tank your business permanently. So growing slow and knowing that like you can't despise small beginnings, like starting small, don't despise that because that gives you the opportunity to grow and develop who you are.
Exactly, exactly. It'll all happen whenever it's supposed to. Don't. It's so easy to look and see, uh, other people. And there's no shame in having role models or anything like that. Like, you need role models. Don't don't
Hmm.
don't think I'm saying you can't have role models. You need role models. You need inspiration. You need someone in your life to kind of show you what is possible and all that. But if you see them with that's their time. They probably worked hard for that to get where they are, and it's time for you to work hard and to get where you want to be, to where they are. So,
Yeah.
and
Well,
that's probably something that we all need to be told, probably even me. So yeah,
daily.
wisdom that I can't even follow, I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thanks to everybody that's watching. Thanks for taking the time to drop in here. And
Thank you.
anybody that watched the replay, thanks for tuning in and giving your support. I hope that you guys go and check out Caleb's website. I'm going to link it below here once it's finalized and uploaded. But if you guys want to go check it out, what is your website?
OkieRidge.com.
OkieRidge.com.
Yep. Fairly
Okay.
simple.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to end the live stream, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic day.
Thanks, man. We'll see you, Brendan.